Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/PettyRevenge. In today's episode, Airbnb host left me an unfair review and it cost them hundreds. Trying to shame me for my drink choice? Watch me order the fruitiest drink on the menu. Roommate accidentally killed my rabbit and purposely kept using my detergent while denying it. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Airbnb host left me an unfair review and it cost them hundreds. I recently attended a friend's wedding a few hours away from home in the GF and I decided to get an Airbnb so she could bring her dog. We found a nice place that allowed pets, took off early from work and arrived Friday late afternoon. About 30 minutes later, the owner shows up to see how we're doing while we have the dog on the porch. We make some small talk, and he mentions that we didn't indicate we were bringing a dog. I felt bad, as it was an honest mistake, and I'd never lie to someone to get out of paying the pet fee. We tell him that and offer to pay the $25 fee on the spot. He refuses to take the money, and says that he loves dogs and eventually heads out. We don't think too much else about it, but when we leave, we decide to give the place a much more thorough cleaning than was in the instructions. The dog didn't chew any furniture or leave any other damage or mess, at least that we didn't clean up. In our minds, the trip was a success and the Airbnb was a great fit. I got the email from them to leave a review and I left a 5-star review and said the house and the owner were great. But then I saw his review of me and a private message where he blasted me for not telling him that I was bringing a dog, how dogs causes them so much more work, and how we shouldn't leave dogs alone in the house. This didn't sit well with me at all, since I thought we had handled this person to person when he came by on the first day. I was, and still am happy to pay for the pet fee, and there was no indication anywhere on the posting that we couldn't leave the dog alone for a few hours while we were at a wedding, nor did he say that while we chatted and told him we were here for a wedding. For him to post that on my Airbnb profile felt like a cheap shot. I responded to him that in the chat and said as much, and while Airbnb couldn't do anything about the review since it didn't violate any of their policies, my GF did point out that hosts aren't supposed to show up to the property unannounced. I had no idea and figured this was his property and he is allowed to show up, at least to check in with the guests. Normally I wouldn't care, especially since it was a very cordial interaction, but since he took a cheap shot with my review, I decided to do the same. I reached out to Airbnb support to tell them about his unannounced visit, and they forwarded it to their security team. I answered a few questions about the interaction, and they spoke to him. A week or so later, they let me know that he was in violation of their policy, and they refunded me 2/3 days of the stay, which came out to about $200. All because of a bad review. I use VRBO, I'm a 5-star guest. We pride on leaving the rental cleaner than when we check in and treat the house like it is our own. One rental had candles for use on the deck, which was really nice for late night dinners. We were out and I randomly grabbed a pack candles to replace the ones we used. We got a 4-star rating instead of a 5 because the candles we bought weren't soy. We had an Airbnb host after reviewing us and a month after our stay message us regarding black Sharpie stains on the granite counter. They said my 9-month-old niece somehow got on the 4-foot-tall counters and defaced it. They said we were disrespectful and should have told them about this instead of trying to hid it under the coffee pot. I told them, have you tried wiping the marks? That looks like skid marks from the bottom of the coffee pot. It was. They didn't apologize. We don't even drink coffee. LOL. Even if it was Sharpie, all you need is an alcohol-based cleaner to clean it. I use hand sanitizer to get Sharpie off of anything. I had a host claim we stole some cups. Apparently, the cleaning lady didn't look in the dishwasher, where they had asked us to leave them. A family member did a 1-month-long rental of an Airbnb that was pet-friendly. They brought their dog and paid the deposit, cleaned up before they left. The host gave them a bad review because the pet-friendly Airbnb had some dog hair in it after they left. Isn't that what the pet fees are for? To pay for cleaning after the pet's inevitable shed? I recently booked an Airbnb who, after asking 150 questions on whether my dog was shedding on, or proceeded to tell me the dog is not allowed in the furniture or upstairs, which means the dog is confined to the kitchen. Why would I pay you to keep my dog in a kitchen for a week? I don't do Airbnb, so I didn't know they had a policy about owners just showing up. It's awesome that they do, but as soon as I read he randomly showed up, I was immediately uncomfortable. That's just not okay. I'm glad you reported this. My family, 5 adults, 1 older teen, 1 8 to 9 years old, 1 dog, stayed in a VRBO in July. We followed the cleaning requests of the house owner, stripping the beds, washing dishes, etc., paid the pet deposit, and in the follow-up, the owner said she couldn't tell we had a dog or 2 kids at the house. It was a beautiful place and we want to keep it on the list to visit again. The host was so tickled at having good guests that she asked what she could do as a host to make it better for guests. That's what the Airbnb/VRBO experience should be for both sides. Trying to shame me for my drink choice? Watch me order the fruitiest drink on the menu. This happened a while back when I was out with my, thankfully, ex-GF and her friends. We went to a local bar that's on a boat and it's a pretty expensive place. Usually I was the one to cover my ex and my bills on nights out. Before service came, I talked about possibly ordering a tequila sunrise. My ex immediately said, "Are you gay or something? Big guy with that drink LMAO." Instead of going, "I pay for your shit so STFU," I decided to be a little more devious. Come time to order drinks, I ordered the fruitiest drink, if STH like that even exists, on the menu. I don't remember what it was called, but it was basically a pink swimming pool with extra cream. My ex was so embarrassed, and it was my pleasure to watch her die on the inside with every sip I took. I never understood girl versus boy drinks. Alcohol is alcohol. Also, fruity drinks are delicious. The whole point of consuming food or beverages is that it tastes good. Yes, so unmanly to have taste buds. My favorite drink is a Jackie Wells. The main ingredients are vodka, ginger beer, and lime juice with a dash of live. Substitute the ginger beer with Sprite if you want, either way it's bloody amazing. A real man doesn't have to signal his manliness by acting macho. A real man does what he wants without fear of judgment from others, and is kind and considerate. That's a girl drink. Okay, Karen. Enjoy your bread-flavored soda with 5% alcohol. I'm drinking a fruit smoothie that'll have me messed up beyond recognition in 15 minutes. Roommate accidentally killed my rabbit and purposely kept using my detergent while denying it. This happened a while ago, but I feel like this is the place. I had a roommate that kept using my detergent. If she would have asked, or admitted it when I confronted her, I would have been okay with it. But she always denied it. Well, one time in winter her BF was going to visit. She wanted my rabbit to be all soft and nice, so she gave him a bath and then put him downstairs in the unheated garage/laundry area to dry. This was February in the northern Midwest US, temperatures generally between 10 and -15 degrees Fahrenheit. She didn't do it on purpose, but I came home to a dead bunnysicle. I didn't make a big deal of it because I didn't want to make her look bad with her BF, but that was kinda it. Back to the detergent. I decided to add a shit ton of bleach. I had a coat for lab classes, and officially it was for that. If she had asked, I could have told her there was a shit ton of bleach in the one detergent bottle, but since she claimed she never used my detergent, she didn't ask, and I didn't share or label. Ruined a whole load of jeans and such. Big bleach spots. I'm still smug, and it's been a decade. -15 degrees? That has to be intentional, it'd kill a human, too. She figured the wild bunnies handle it fine. Thing is, wild bunnies are dry so their fur insulates them, wet fur hastens the loss of body heat. She was really not a bright person, y'all. Nice, but not super smart. I'm sure you didn't mean to, but the text kind of made it seem like the rabbit freezing to death was just a mildly annoying thing, but the detergent theft was really over the line. I get that she took accountability for the rabbit dying but not for using the detergent, and that's what made the first thing forgivable but not the other. I got the impression that it was the other way around, that the detergent theft was the annoying thing, but it was the bunny death that crossed the line and made them want to get revenge. They just used the detergent to get the revenge because it would be severely messed up to take things out on another animal. I'm disturbed that you seem more upset by detergent theft than killing your pet bunny. Please don't have pets. I dunno. Sometimes it's easier to not talk about the really emotionally disturbing stuff because it's too upsetting. So you gloss over it. Doesn't mean you don't feel distraught about it. Maybe that's what OP is doing. I had a roommate kill my turtle. I'm convinced she gave her pills because she was friendly enough to eat from your hands and let you pet her head. I came home to a dead turtle frothing from the mouth. I called several vets who said it was definitely poisoned and to put her in the freezer, but when I found a vet who actually did autopsies, they said putting it in the freezer ruined any chances of getting samples and I should have put her in the fridge instead, so I was never able to prove my roommate actually killed her. All this cause she was convinced I ratted out her fugitive BF who was openly selling weed, had people who hated him cause he ripped them off, and he even commented on the county police page who had his mugshot up cause they were looking for him. I had nothing to do with it. I'm so sorry for your poor turtle, that's awful. I hate when people hurt animals to get back at people. She didn't do it on purpose. Does she air dry at that temperature, or is she not all there? All I know is that bunny is better in heaven than close to any of you two. Wow, some comments in this threads are scary. It's pretty clear to me that OP was upset for the rabbit's death and it was the tipping point for the revenge. Some people in here seems to give value to a rabbit than to a human being. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.